Hey everybody, what is going on? The regular season has concluded. Playoffs are among us. They're starting tomorrow. And last week I went 11-5, which puts me at 164-92 for the whole season, which is pretty good. It's better than I did last year, that's for sure. And yeah, before we get to the playoffs though, let's do some quick recaps though. Let's do recaps. So, the Ravens won, the Steelers lost. Oh, wait, no, the Ravens won and the Steelers won. But in a way, the Steelers lost because they missed out on the playoffs. Man, that organization is kind of a mess right now, alright? They just have way too much going on with them. That's not very good. And even Antonio Brown wants a trade. And honestly, do I want him in Dallas? I mean, I'd want him for his talent, but not for all the drama he would cause. So, the answer to that question is yes and no. And the Colts beat the Titans. So, the Colts are in, Titans are out. And, yeah. And Cowboys-Giants, that was probably the game of the day, actually, or at least definitely one of them. And Dallas, oh my God, one of our O-linemen got injured, Xavier Su'a-Filo, and we kept Dak Prescott in. Most would say that was a bad move. It probably wasn't the best idea, but it got us the win, so I'm okay. And no one else got injured. I mean, I do hope Xavier Su'a-Filo gets better, but it says he's doubtful for tomorrow. But Dak is healthy, Zeke is healthy. So yeah. At least nobody else got injured. And oh yeah, and Dallas ended 10-6. And, man, Green Bay is just so bad. I mean, I know they had nothing to play for, but they got blown out by Detroit. And they were in Green Bay. So, yeah, that's not that good. Oh, yeah, and the Eagles won and the Vikings lost. You know what that means? The Eagles are in the playoffs. If the Eagles make the Super Bowl, I just might cry. But with the way the Vikings played, I'm not so sure they even deserve to be anywhere near the playoffs. But man, Nick Foles is doing it again. But I just hope that he goes one and done in the playoffs this year. Please let it happen. And that's about it. That's it for the regular season. Let's go on to the playoffs. I'm excited. I hope you are too. So welcome to the playoffs. Only 12 teams remain, but only 8 will be playing this week, because the other 4 are on bye. See you guys next week. But yeah, 4 games this week, which is probably why this video is shorter than usual. And let's just get right into it. I am excited for this playoffs. This is honestly a pretty interesting playoffs. I like it. I like the teams a lot better than last year's. And yeah, let's just get right into it. Colts Texans. So this is a third meeting between these teams this season. Both have 1 win. But who will break the tie? Honestly, I think it's going to be the Colts. Andrew Luck is just playing pretty well lately. And I give props to Deshaun Watson. He's playing alright. But he definitely hasn't been playing like Andrew Luck. That's for sure. So I think Andrew Luck is going to take the Colts to the next round. And that's nothing against the Texans. They played very well this year. Some of their games, they had offense. Some of them, they had defense. Some maybe both. But honestly, they've just been a pretty balanced team this year. And yeah, but Colts, moving on. Seahawks Cowboys. Ooh, I'm excited for this game. Remember back in week 3 how we lost them? This could be revenge. Dallas is a completely different team than they were in Week 3. And so is Seattle in different ways. There's going to be no Earl Thomas this time, so I don't know how it's going to be. And speaking of Earl Thomas, if he does come back in the NFL, if he doesn't retire, I hope he goes to Dallas, because I'm pretty sure they'd be more than happy to welcome him there. But you already know who I'm taking in this game. I'm taking Dallas. But I'll give this to Seattle. When most people thought that they'd be like 6-10, 7-9, they pulled through. And they should be very impressed with themselves. But I do think Dallas is going to win this game. I mean, a lot of people are thinking Seattle, but of course I'm taking Dallas. And I'm confident. I'm very confident that we can win this one. And I can't wait to watch this game. Chargers-Ravens. Ooh, this is a game where you could honestly go either way. That's what's so good about the playoffs. But I'm going to go with Baltimore. Their defense has just been playing phenomenal. Probably the best in the league. And I'm saying that as a Cowboys fan. And I just think that the home field advantage is really going to work out for Baltimore, and I think they're going to move on. And the final game of Wild Card Weekend, Eagles-Bears. Yeah, the Eagles made it. Oh, man, Chicago. It's got to be really cold in Chicago. But you know who's used to the cold? Philadelphia. So I don't really see the weather being much of a factor in this one. But Chicago is another defensive team. In fact, the top 3 defenses this year have made the playoffs, being Cowboys, Ravens, and Bears. And I just don't want the Eagles to repeat. I really don't. And I'm going to take Chicago. And I will say, if Dallas doesn't win the Super Bowl, I think I'd want it to go to Chicago. Yeah, even though I like New Orleans better, I don't know, Chicago caught a lot of people by surprise. Maybe, I don't know. But, of course, I hope Dallas wins the Super Bowl. Alright, and there you have it. My 4 Wild Card Weekend predictions. Now, before I sign off, I'm going to make my Super Bowl prediction right now. And I'm going to say, drumroll, Dallas, Baltimore. Oh my god, a battle of the 4 seeds. That's almost unheard of. But yeah, I just think that their defenses are going to pull through, and yeah, Dallas, Baltimore. So I will see you all next week, where I will either be really happy because Dallas won, or really sad because they lost. But I'm really hoping that I'm going to be happy. Alright everyone, I will see you all next week.